Apart from the new songs and all the new characters, which we actually culled from the files at the Chicago History Museum, which was fascinating, and from the book and the original transcripts and Studs' own notations, really, Stephen and I, when we first sort of endeavored to refresh and re-examine working, came to the conclusion very quickly that it's not the trappings or the sort of newfangled jobs that really make this piece, but the heart and humor and humanity at the core of all the original interviews that proves that the more things change, the more things stay the same. And as we sort of pored over all of Studs' brilliant original markings and all of his insightful interviews, it became clear that his genius was for taking real people and isolating the very things that make them inspiring, hilarious, and theatrical. This is about the ways that people live their lives in entertaining and buoyant and joyous and hilarious ways. There's a waitress who has worked at her job for over 24 years that Studs Terkel interviewed, and she's everybody's favorite waitress. And she quickly describes this sort of way that she elevates what she does into an art, into a craft, into something that is theatrical and joyous, and she lets us in on her imaginary world. And it's so enlightening and entertaining, really, to share in that and to watch her sort of blossom. It's just the fundamentally rewarding thing about seeing the people that you watch every day on Michigan Avenue, on Wacker, here in the streets of Chicago, because those are the citizens that were interviewed by Studs, and those are the people we're celebrating. And that's what's so great about this show. You come to it and you see yourself on stage, and you laugh at yourself, and you cry, and you take joy because you want to sing along. From the beginning, in reconceiving working, the final stop, the premiere location has always been Chicago, because this is a musical about Chicago. This is a musical about the people of Chicago that could only be created and fully realized in Chicago. And as we were developing at other theaters around the country, we kept wanting to come here to cast, to design, to better understand Studs Terkel and the world in which he lived. And finally arriving here and having the most glorious Chicago cast, it became clear that we were right, that suddenly the whole show is coming into focus in the most brilliant way. And in order to best portray a citizen of Chicago, who better than a Chicago actor that has so much talent and intelligence and generosity of spirit that it makes the process a sheer pleasure. I think this is a show where you instantly see yourself in a million different ways. And hopefully you walk away delighted, entertained, and feeling like anything is possible.